President Obama about to speak on energy policy and security, and we talked to Democratic Senator earlier about the president's latest push. So what do the Republicans think about what the president's about to say? Let's ask Senator James Inhofe, Republican from Oklahoma. There's been a talking point from the Democrats based on an Interior Department report that was released saying 2/3 of offshore oil leases in the Gulf and more than a half of onshore leases on federal land are not in use by the oil companies. I want your response to that, Senator.
Well, first of all, they can't do that until they explore and find that there are resources there. I've read his statement, and it's just ludicrous that he would stand up, look the American people in the eye, and say things that just flatly are not true. The CRS, the Congressional Review Group, they came out. We have the largest recoverable reserves of oil, gas, and coal in America of any place in the world. We can run our country just on our own supply of oil for 50 years, gas for 90 years, and we have 28% of the coal reserves in the world. I mean, but the problem is a political problem. Here's a guy, President of the United States, who with his support in Congress has shut down our ability to exploit our own resources. If we could do this, we could be totally independent from the Middle East just by using our own resources. And you know, you sit around and you listen to this tripe that he comes out with, and people just don't seem to challenge it. He's not telling the truth, Dave.
Well, the administration says in terms of the deep water drilling permits, they've approved 7, and they're just awaiting for assurance from these oil companies that these offshore rigs and wells are protected in the wake of that BP oil spill.
Yeah, again, that's just not true. They've actually have issued 2 permits. Now, if they've done 5 in anticipation of this speech, then that would be another thing. But you can say the moratorium is off on deepwater drilling, but if you don't allow the permits to go out, you can't do it. And as of yesterday, they only had 2 permits that they were allowing. And yet that doesn't say you can go ahead and drill. They can still stall. So they are in a stalling mode. 83% of our public lands you can't drill on. We have recoverable reserves there that would just put us in a great position. Right now on the floor of the Senate, the one thing that is going on, there's a vote that's going to take place on my amendment. My amendment takes away the jurisdiction from the Environmental Protection Agency to regulate greenhouse gases. They've been trying to shut down fossil fuels by doing it through regulation like they used to do.
Speaking of, well, let's just focus on the green. So much of the administration's plans, they always touch on wind, solar, government incentives for buying electric vehicles. One of the president's plans is only hybrid and electric vehicles the government will be driven by 2015. In terms of all the sweeteners and all the subsidies out there in this country, whether you're talking about ethanol, you name it, should we get rid of them? Should we focus on fossil fuel and get rid of all the sweeteners for everything else?
In a heartbeat, I would do that. Because right now we have a crisis, and they keep talking about we've got to do something about our reliance upon foreign companies, the Middle East, to run this machine called America. We can do it today, but we can't do it so long as they are stopping us from developing our own resources. We're the only country in the world that doesn't develop our own resources. We have the coal, gas, and oil to take care of us totally independently. And don't let them use this term proven reserves. It's recoverable reserves. That's what we have more of than anyone else. It can't be a proven reserve unless you allow them to drill, and he won't allow them to drill. So that's the game that he's playing with. I'm getting a little bit tired of it. And right now, as I say, we have the most significant. He's trying through the EPA regulations to shut down fossil fuel. That's coal, oil, and gas.
Senator, thanks for being here. Senator James Inhofe. Be well. We'd love to have you back very soon, Senator.
Thank you.